Let's give them some business. This week, retailers, including Target and Walmart, they're launching big sales events to compete with Amazon Prime Day, which, as you know, starts tomorrow. Yeah, the secret weapon, according to CNBC, curbside pickup. Yeah, when you place an online order, then you get in your car and you drive to that store's parking lot to pick it up. It's been kind of a game changer for a lot of retailers during this pandemic, according to the New York Times. Target's curbside sales increased more than 700% last quarter. Now, of course, that's pandemic-induced.
Right.
When everybody was afraid.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. So,
grain of salt.
And Best Buy's nearly $5 billion in Q2 online revenue. 41% came from pickup orders. Now, here's why it's so popular. As much of us, been dealing with this, as much as having an item shipped to you is very convenient, you can always get something a little bit faster if you just go to the store. And so retailers, or at least customers, they kind of like that idea. For the retailers, that last mile of delivery, that is notoriously difficult. The last mile of delivery is an expression for how do we get the product to your front door. And the closer it gets to your front door, the more difficult it becomes. You know what I mean? You could deliver products to a warehouse hub in one city, but okay, how do we get that last few miles to the front door? Right. You have vans scattering everywhere, basically. So it solves this problem for the retailers, the curbside pickup. And that last mile delivery has been quite a hurdle for a lot of folks. So the big question is whether curbside will remain popular when the pandemic is over and browsing in stores does not require, to wear battle gear and fatigues and a mask and a shield.
I would be surprised if stores did away with curbside completely.
I don't think so. I think it's here to stay.
I personally like to still go inside. And, I've tried the curbside and it's great, but it doesn't feel. There's something weird, for me. But a lot of people really like it. They feel a lot safer.
Sure.
And I think the pandemic has really changed the way people think about public health in general. We could find a vaccine. Everything's, coronavirus is under control at some point. And I think people are still going to have that lingering concern for a lot of years to come. And this curbside option, I think, is good for a lot of people. With that
Are you supposed to tip them when they come out like that? I mean, is that something that'll happen eventually? A tip. Someone brings it out to your curb.
I mean, I think that if somebody's doing you a service like that, there's always. I don't think it's required.
But if you feel compelled,
I like to tip guys though. If they're doing me a favor like that.
You're a big tipper.
I have been.
You've got a reputation of this.
I have been notoriously.
You're kind of an over tipper.
Yes, I am.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
No. In fact, I'm sure that the servers and everybody I tip loves me.
They see you coming and they say, "Here comes a big tipper."
Yeah. Now, I don't think that you shouldn't just tip blindly. I mean, you got to earn that tip.
Oh, there's no doubt. You got to earn it.
And if you don't earn it, then you may wind up with 3 cents on your table, just so I wouldn't forget.
I was a big tipper this weekend at the IHOP in Cedar Park there on Whitestone. Johnny was our waiter the Saturday morning. He did a really good job. Went to Barrels and Amps Saturday night in the Georgetown Square. Oh, my goodness, this is a great place.
Is it?
It's a beautiful place. Barrel and Amps. They actually have kind of a bar restaurant that's really cool room. And kind of L-shaped. Basically, it touches one of the numbered streets and then one of the main streets along around where the courthouse is. So there's another entrance where they have like a venue for concerts. It's a cool place, man. That whole square, the Georgetown Square, man, it's hopping with activity.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with what they've done in Georgetown over the years of the square.
It's become a really cool hangout.
It really, really is. It's very pleasing on the eye aesthetically as well.
Listen, Austin's health leaders, they say trick-or-treating should be off the table this year. So Dr. Escott is telling you and your family what you should do this holiday season. Mm-hmm. You got to check with him first, apparently, and he's the one calling the shots. Dr. Escott says, just stay home. Don't do any trick-or-treating.
Our celebrations right now should involve members of our household, and that's it.
Yeah, well, okay. Shut the front door, Dr. Escott. But those who want to give away candy, you could set a basket out front if you want. He says something like that. Is this something people are going to follow? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think people have a problem walking their kids door to door in their own block, in their neighborhood, with their own neighbors, and knocking on the door and getting some candy.
Well, especially if you've got the candy sitting out on the porch on a which isn't nearly as fun for the kids.
We're wearing masks.
I was just about to say,
we're going to HEB. We're getting closer, and there's candy right there at the checkout. I don't understand why he's so against this.
Well, and he also made it clear last week as well that he's going to expect similar small gatherings for Thanksgiving and Christmas, saying, hey, you might want to gather with your families, but this is not a good time.
Well, listen, there's nothing wrong with gathering family, but I just don't like the way he's telling people what to do on the holidays.
But I do think there are going to be a lot of parents who just are going to feel just fine with letting their kids go out.
Absolutely.
Sure, certainly there are going to be some who don't.
Now, last Wednesday, Governor Greg Abbott said bars could start to open up this week if approved by county officials. The word is our interim Travis County Judge Sam Bisco is going to could make an announcement today on whether or not Travis County bars are going to be opening up, that sort of thing. And so far, no decision has been made by Travis County as to whether or not that's going to happen. And it's possible such a decision will be made tomorrow during county commissioners' courts. They get started about 9 o'clock in the morning. And to be honest, I mean, just kind of leaving these bars and restaurants kind of hanging right here. I mean, you got to plan and prepare, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the bars, if the bars are allowed to reopen Travis County, they would be limited to 50% capacity and would have to stop serving at 11 p.m. Mm-hmm. That hurts. How can a bar do that? That's when everybody gets there.
Yeah, it's going to put a big dent in things for sure. But you've got Williams County just to the north. You have Judge Gravel saying with seconds after the announcement, we're going to open up. We're going to open up. Paul Poppy down in Bastrop County, same thing.
That Barrels and Amp Saturday night. It wasn't 100% capacity, but it was more than 50%.
People are tired of being inside.
I mean, they had a couple of tables blocked off, of course, but it was nice, man. It felt good. It felt good to hang with friends, have a few cocktails and something to eat, and then laugh until you cry. It felt like normal times.
Did it feel normal?
It did.
Because I honestly have not really been out in a setting like that since.
It felt great, man. It was beautiful. I mean, it kind of flies in the face with the scare tactics you see from the other side occasionally.
Yeah, a lot of were they pretty easily social distancing? Was that pretty easily done?
People are smart. They're giving each other space. Looking at each other. Of course,
the tables though, there seemed to be ample space for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
there was not a problem at all.
Because that is a concern along some bar owners are like, well, we only can space things for so much.
They were limiting space at the bar itself, like every other seat. So they had it figured out. There was a lot of people there, and I only saw maybe a couple of times. Well, we had to wait to go in. Mm-hmm. We had until one table cleared out because of capacity issues, but it wasn't that very long. And incredible food. They got these sliders that are incredible. They got these spicy fish tacos that are just amazing. And around the Georgetown Square, it's just really happening, man. It's just a cool place. It is 6:25 here on the Todd and Don Show. And you can jump in at 512-836-0590.